Hi guys, and welcome back to Analytical Geometry Grade 10. Your host here, Mr. G. We just gonna get into one of probably the easiest now. As I said, actually, Analytical Geometry is the easiest subject that you can ever discuss, or the easiest topic that you can ever discuss in your mathematics career. Okay, so let's have some fun here. Today, we're going to look at the concept of the midpoint. Okay, we're going to look at the concept of the midpoint, and I have with me here a number of things. Okay, I've got not a number of things, but a number of lines that appear. Okay, you will see them. I hope you can see them actually. And you can see I've got line AC. I have line BF here, which is vertical. AC is just horizontal. And DE is it's the diagonal line. Okay. The same thing here with HG. That's what we can see. Now, what is a midpoint? Okay, we're just discussing this concept of a midpoint. Okay, what is a midpoint? Well, if you think of the word mid, which English word comes to your mind? Middle, right? So you'll realize most of these funny words that we have in mathematics are actually not just words that we come with. They are words from somewhere. Okay, we form words as a result of something. Okay, so if I want the middle point on this segment, here is point A, here is point B. Remember, a segment has a starting point and an ending point. A line has infinitely many points. Okay, so in this case, I'm just dealing with segments, and of course, whenever I'm on GeoGebra, I prefer using segments than line. So the middle point on this line is this point here, right? You agree with me? Let's call it M for middle. And what are the coordinates of this point? Well, the coordinates of this point, if you look here, here's my x-axis, that's 5, and there my y-axis 10. Okay, there they are. What are the coordinates of A? If you look with me here, A, the x value is 2, and the y value is 10. With C, the x value is 8, and the y value is 10, right? So we're going to notice something here. Check this. We said the y value here is 10, right? How do you think we got this 10 in relation to this y value here and that y value there? And how do you think we got for the x, how do you think we got this 5 in relation to this x value here and that x value there? I mean, we said this is the middle point between these 2 points, okay, between AC. So that means there is a relationship. What is the relationship? If something is middle, let's think, how many points am I going there? 1, 2, 3 points, then I'm here. How many? 1, 2, 3 points, then I'm there, okay? So the distance from this point to that point is actually equal to the distance from that point to this point, okay? By the way, that's another important thing that you guys have to watch out for. Sometimes they will not make it obvious that a certain point is a midpoint. They will just show you that the two lines are actually bisected by some line, okay? And you will need to draw that conclusion. Anyways, we'll do that when we work on some examples. Now, the relationship, if you have seen this, very good, well done. The relationship is as follows. Actually, this point is like an average. Okay, maybe I'm confusing you when I say an average, right? Let's go to statistics, grade 8, grade 9. Where, remember when the question will say find the median? You remember that? And then remember, if 2 points were right in the middle, if you had 2 and 2 in the middle, what would you do to get the median? You added the 2 together and divided by 2. Okay, so whether you want to look at it as the median or as an average of 2 points, really, bottom line is to get this point, you gonna say, well, if I want the y coordinate, so if I want the y coordinate for point M, all I have to do is to add, okay, the y coordinate for A and the y coordinate for B, then divide this by 2. I mean, I've got 2 points. Or you can say, well, it's the middle number, so I have to think of it as the median. Okay, so this is 10 plus 10 over 2. 10 plus 10 is 20. And there you go. You have your median. 20 over 2 is 10. So that's why we have that 10. It is not just by coincidence. And the same applies for the value of x for that point. You realize it will be just x at A plus x at B. And this is 2 plus 8 divided by 2. Okay. And this is 10 divided by 2. Not surprising. We are getting a 5. Okay. So guys, that's how easy it is to find the midpoint. And because it is easy, you will usually get routine questions, but they will be a little bit twisted. So instead of the question saying maybe find the midpoint, the question will be, here is the midpoint, find another point on this line. Okay, if this point is a midpoint of the line so and so. In other words, they can say here's line FB, BF, or down here, and then they say, you know, they give you the coordinates of F. They say the coordinates of F is 5 and 1, and they say the coordinates of M, the midpoint of BF, are 5 and 3. Then they say find point B. How would you do that? Okay, so I'm gonna throw this one and then we wrap this video up. Okay, so how would we find coordinates of point C? Or point B. We know the coordinates of point B is 5 and 5. We can see that. Now, can we prove that? Let's quickly try that. I mean, it's nice to have some fun with mathematics. Mathematics is about fun, guys. It is a game of rules. If you know the rules, you're gonna have the fun, okay? So just make sure you know the rules. So we know that the coordinates of M can be determined by the following method. If I want the x coordinate for M, in fact, I can just write it this way. If I want the x coordinate for M, then I just have to add the x coordinate for B and the x coordinate for F and divide that by 2. That's my first equation that I'm gonna set up. Then I know if I want the y coordinate for M, I also have to add the y coordinate for B and the y coordinate for F and just divide that by 2, and that's my second equation. And guess what? I am essentially done at this point. I'm gonna write this one in red, and I will do that over here so that you can see what I mean. And yes, guys, that's how easy it is to find these things, okay? Maths is not difficult. It is actually, as I said, a very fun subject, which is why I love it, because it is fun. Everyone loves fun, isn't it? So let's continue with this thing here. Let's continue. I said we have M. We want to prove the coordinates of B. So this is 5 and 3. So I have this. I have XM. XM is what? 5. Okay. XM is in the x coordinate of M. All right. And I'm looking for the x coordinate of B. I know the x coordinate of F is 5, and then I've got to divide this by 2. And from this is just simple basic algebra. If I want to get rid of this 2, I know I have to multiply by the reciprocal, but because this is an equation, I must keep it balanced. So what I do on one side, I must do it on another side. And then so this 2 divides that 2, and I have 10, which is equal to x at B plus 5. Therefore, x at B by additive inverses on both sides again, because this is an equation, okay? What I do on one side, I must do on another. So if I take out a 5 there, I must also take a 5 on that side. And so this should give me a 5. And you do the same thing here, guys. The y coordinate for M is a 3, and the y coordinate for B is what we are looking for. We have the y coordinate for F, which is 1, and this has got to be divided by 2. I need to get rid of the 2. Remember, from the topic of making a variable subject of the formula, as I'm sure you did that, lateral equations. Then this is 6, which is yb plus 1. I've got to put some additive inverses there, and then that's what I'm going to do right now. And then it will be minus 1. Sorry about that sound. And then that's it. And that's what I have. Okay. And then what do I have here? I have yb is equal to 5. You see that? So that's how we're going to use this midpoint formula in most cases. I hope you have benefited from this, and I'll catch you guys later in the next video. We're going to discuss the concept of the gradient. It's a very nice one, so stay tuned. I'll be using this very same diagram or same lines to discuss that. What I want you to try and do is practice, try and find the midpoint for DE, try and find the midpoint for HG. In other words, this line and that line, and have some fun with that. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll catch you later.